Okay, I'll level with you. At the end of yesterday's episode, I did not expect to be introing today's episode by telling you that we kick things off with a top of the table clash. That didn't seem on the cards. Hello and welcome to Club 2 Part 14 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kev, and coming up on today's episode, we're at home against Aldershot and then away against Hemel Hempsted in the Conference South. And that Aldershot game is a genuine top of the table clash. I don't know how it's happened since you were last with me. We've won 3 games on the bounce, but we've still lost more than we've won over the course of our last 10 games. But it seems like no one in the National League South this year wants to win it, because despite our terrible run of form, we're only 3 points off the top of the league. Aldershot, the team we play right now, are the team at the top of the league. If we beat them by 2 goals and Dartford fail to win, at the end of this first match, we're top of the league with 6 games to go. That would just be nuts. I mean, we could just as easily end the episode outside of the playoffs. That's how tight things are at the top. What a weird season this is turning out to be. This is the team that we're going to put out there to try and it doesn't even come out of my mouth right. This is the team that we're putting out there to try and go top of the league against Aldershot. So we're going to have Biddle in goal, a back four of Osborne, Allen, Stone and Chambers, Rowe, Ovenden, Stevenson, Henchcliffe in midfield, with Rittenberg and Robles up front. You could have picked that team yourself. You knew that was the 11 I was doing. But we are at home. We are in form. We've won 3 games on the bounce. That's as close to an unbeatable run of form that any team in this division has had all season, judging by the state of that league table. So it's really going to come down to, is the world going to punish us for trying to win 4 games on the bounce, which people in this league just don't do? Or are we going to be the form team? Because Aldershot must be really stuttering themselves for it to even be coming to this, because we lost so many games in such quick succession that they should be miles ahead of us by now. And it looks like it's going to be the second option. We're already losing. 12 minutes on the clock. We're 1-0 down. That opens it up to a 6-point gap at the top of the league with 6 games to go. And that is what's known in the trade as pretty much insurmountable. So if we lose this game, we haven't really looked at the negatives. If we win this game, we could be top of the league. If we lose it, we absolutely cannot get automatic promotion. And we will just have to hope that we don't tumble out the bottom of the playoffs. Because looking at it right now, if everything ends as it is, we're actually nearer to falling out of the playoffs than we are to automatic promotion, because it's just so crazy tight. And I thought they had a player called Chambers there. I was thinking, what? But they've not got Ashley Chambers off of Nuneaton, have they? No, it was our right back called Chambers. Forgot we signed a right back called Chambers. But going into half time, we've not really turned up at all today. We've had 2 shots, hardly any possession. Aldershot have played like a top of the table team, which is weird because they haven't done that recently. Fingers crossed, things just magically turn themselves around in the second half. We have got Danny Mills on the bench if we need to bring him on. The only other person who can come on and influence things really is Clutton, but we've talked before about how Clutton is no different really to the other 2 central midfielders we've got. He's just going to come on and be a little bit more energetic, I guess, because he's not as tired. Robles with a good chance to score and fires it over the bench. Robles is just about sealing my decision as to which one of my 2 strikers is coming off of a miss like that, because would Danny Mills have missed? Or would he have banged his head? Oh, and now we're 2-0 down, and there's no point even making the substitutions now because we're not coming back from 2-0 down. We don't have the resilience or the quality to come back from 2-0 down. This isn't a typical Kev team. This isn't a free scoring, attacking. Doesn't matter how many we go down by, we can still drag ourselves back into it. We're not that kind of team. We're rubbish. We play 4-4-2, and it's rubbish. I'm just hoping we get noticed by a bigger club. But do I make the change now? I've got to make the change now, haven't I? I mean, I know there's half an hour left, but Robles is on a yellow card. He's not playing well. Danny Mills, we know he can score a lot of goals if given the opportunity, so let's get him on the pitch and try and score a lot of goals. Someone asked me in the comments the other day why I always just stay on control mentality. This would be a situation where, yeah, we probably should go on attacking. The reason I don't is because over the years I've messed around with changing mentality as the games go on, and I don't know whether this is accurate data or not, or whether it's just you remember the bad experiences and don't remember the good ones. But I remember far more times where I've thrown away a winning position or thrown away a draw and turned it into a defeat by fiddling with tactics. I don't remember many times where I've fiddled with the tactics and it's worked. So I think it's safe. I think we're more likely to get back into the game, leaving it on control and just hoping something happens than by fiddling. Because I think by fiddling, we just basically guarantee we're going to concede more goals. Right, Danny Mills has scored his penalty. There's 12 minutes left. A draw is by no means a disaster. A draw leaves everything to play for going into those last 6 games. The defeat is the thing that kills off automatic promotion hopes. So, I mean, do we go attacking? No, we don't. I was tempted, I was going to, but then I saw it was our highlight, and if that had gone in, I'd have been so vindicated. As it is, the game's gonna. This I should start keeping record. I need an official record keeper. This is one of those times where I didn't go attacking, and we didn't win because of it. Well, was it because of it though? If I'd have gone attacking, it's impossible to get the data, because if I'd have gone attacking, we might have lost 3-1. And that might then become crucial later on in the season if goal difference becomes a thing that we have to worry about. So, I don't know. Rubbish, wasn't it? All that build-up, but then that happens. Hopefully, we go and beat Hemel Hempsted and Aldershot continue being as random with their form as everyone else is being, and we still find a way to claw our way back in. Realistically, we were never supposed to win the league, and we are third, and a third-place finish would be ace, but it feels like a lottery at the moment. We could finish anywhere between 1st and 10th, and I wouldn't be surprised with any of them. It's that time of year again, contract renewal time. We were being offered a new contract a little earlier in the season than we were last year, so we've got a little bit of faith. Let's accept the current vision. I'm not bothered that their contracts are about to expire. Well, I mean, to be fair, there's a few that would bother me, but I don't want to make any decisions until the end of the season, because it really depends on what league we're in. Because someone like Danny Mills, for example, if we're in this league, we'll probably keep him around. If we go up, not so much. But let's see if we can weasel any more money out of Bath to try and get ourselves a bigger garage. So we're on £500 a week at the moment. We know that's not going to get us anywhere to live. Let's see if we can push for 600. No. 575. Well, they drive a hard bargain. I know if I go to 550 now, they'll tell me to do one. As soon as it goes yellow, I mean, stop messing about, Kev. So we've managed to work them up to 525 for another year. It's not house buying money, is it? But at least it's an improvement, and at least we've got a job for another season. And I guess that's important. I've just made it harder for clubs to come in and poach me, haven't I? Couple of changes for the Hemel Hempsted game then. They're more shuffling the pack than actually trying to change the outcome of a football match. I mean, what am I doing? Chambers moves across to centre back, so Barrett can come in at right back. Allen drops down to the bench, and we've brought Clutton into the midfield. Ovenden drops out of the team. Elvis O'Tim is now fit enough to be back on the bench, so it's good to have a winger on the bench. Wingers are always fun, and yeah, hopefully we win this one and see the teams around us lose. But, I mean, the way our season has gone, we'll probably lose 2 or 3 games on the bounce now, because that just seems to be the shape this season has taken. We have spells of between 3 and 5 games where we lose. Then we have a spell of between 3 and 5 games where we win. And we just have to roll the dice and hope that at the end of the season, the winning streaks were closer to 5 games and the losing streaks were closer to 3 games. And it'll put us roughly where we want to be come the end of the season, because there just doesn't, I don't know. We have talked about it a few times in the comments about how with players of this kind of quality, consistency is really difficult to achieve, and it is to be expected. And we need a little bit. Non-league to legend is the same every year. We need a little bit of luck to get out of this league. This is the hardest job we ever had, he says in his second job. But this league, the Conference North, the Conference South, they are the hardest leagues to get out of, because you're working on the smallest budgets with the worst players, and the promotion spots are so hard to come by. I mean, it's one automatic promotion spot and an absolute lottery of a playoff system with inconsistent, poor players and no money to improve the squad. You move up a division and all of a sudden, yeah, it's only one automatic spot, but the playoffs work a little bit better. Plus, your boy can move mostly professional clubs and better players. You move up even further and 4 teams get promoted out of League 2, you know, and this is a really hard stage of non-league to legend. From here, it's easy peasy unless we end up in France and spend all our money on a castle. But we need to get promoted this season, or get noticed by a team in the division above and get out of this division by hook or by crook. And we were saying it this time last season. By the end of this season, we'll have been at Bath 2 years. we've got to move on or get promoted. We can't have a third season in the Conference South and a fourth season in the bottom tiers of English football overall, because, you know, my manager's 35 years old at the start of the game. I've only got until I'm like 65, 70 before I have to, for realism reasons, retire. I can't spend 30 years getting myself up to the Premier League, then have one shot at trying to win it. We've got to get up the leagues and we've got to get up them quick. Right, big ball forward, and Rittenberg should have scored. That should have been 3-0 and all over. Robles has got 2 today, and Rittenberg with an amazing chance, and he just absolutely messes it up, which is very upsetting, and hopefully we don't come to pay for it. What I am noticing, though, looking at the league table, I haven't got the live scores in front of me. They will be on the screen again in a second. But we're 4 points behind Aldershot again all of a sudden, so that means they must be drawing their game, I think. So presumably Dartford are winning, Aldershot and 0-0 at home to Margate. So as it stands, we're closing the gap a little bit again. We have to be very wary of the fact that Dartford have a really impressive goal difference. Don't know who they're winning 2-0 away against Basingstoke today. So we need them to stop winning. But it looks like Aldershot, apart from beating us, pretty much have stopped winning, because they were doing, I mean, they looked nailed on 3 or 4 games ago. Rittenberg squares it to Robles. He's finished off his hat-trick. And I'm glancing over at the league table as if another goal moves us further up the table. Of course it doesn't. What it does do is helps us to try and stay in touch with that Dartford goal difference, and between the two of us apply some pressure to Aldershot. I will say again, and I'll continue to say it throughout this run-in, we'll be happy with a top 3 place, because if we finish in the top 3, we've either gone up automatically or we've given ourselves the best shot of getting through the lottery that is the playoffs. So that's what we're aiming for. That's what we'll be happy with. Fingers crossed. We haven't got a central midfielder on the bench. We've got George Allen who can play there, though, so we could actually make a little tactical tweak. I know it's not like me, but we can do that. And that's probably all we need to do right now. We don't really need to change the strikers. Unless, I mean, Robles has got a hat-trick. He's not going to keep scoring. Let's take him off. Give him a round of applause. And just give Danny Mills 20 minutes of game time. We're trying to run some goals and some fitness and some energy back into him. He was such a machine for us last year. And it's not like he's mega old now. He's still only like 28, 29. I just think all those concussions have taken their toll. And he's not the same lethal goal threat that he was 12 months ago, when he just scored for fun. Rittenberg is in behind, should square it to Mills. In fact, should he niblets, Dean Rittenberg does it all by himself. We're 4-0 up now, away against Hemel Hempsted. And again, I'm glancing as if, another goal, have we moved up further in the table? Kev, that's not how league tables work. But I would have been furious with Rittenberg if he'd have missed here, because it was very selfish. But I guess at 3-0 up in the 85th minute, you can afford to be selfish. And that's what having a little bit of confidence and a little bit of form does. It encourages him to take shots like that. And that will do him the world of good. And Danny Mills goes another game without scoring from open play, which is a little bit of a shame. It would have been nice to just give him a goal to try and ease him back into some form. But if that gets Rittenberg back into the absolute destroyer that he was in the first half of the season again, I'm on board with that. Even more than Rittenberg and Robles are my men, so I'll be quite happy if they just go on a massive spree and Mills never scores again. Right, we're only going to have another 3 games offline before we're back for tomorrow's final 2 games of the regular season. Surely, at this point, we can't mess up and not have the playoffs. The question is going to be, do we manage to get into the automatic promotion spot? And if we don't, do we manage to get into the best playoff positions? After all that, we're going to scrape 7th or not even qualify at all. I know how this works, but hopefully that's not the story I'm telling you this time tomorrow. If you have enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager content, 4 PM, 9 PM. Oh, it's good. And thank you very much for watching.